Hello, good morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Welcome back to the Gunpla Bear Show. And today we'll have the full review of the Core Gundam G3 Color and Veetwo unit, or Veetwo Gundam for short, and together with its Veetwo weapons support weapons. And this Gunpla unit is from the Gundam Build Divers Re. Now let's go! And before we go to our main review, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified for my next videos. Now let's go! Now let's see first a 360 view of our Core Gundam in G3 color. That is your Core Gundam in G3 color with everything it comes with. Okay, so now we will not talk about so much of its articulation, because if you want to know about the articulation of the Core Gundam, you can see here in the cards above the videos of the Earth 3's Core Gundam, which the articulation of the Earth 3's Core Gundam and the Mars 4 Core Gundam has the same articulation with this G3 Core Gundam. Okay, so and has also the same equipments with your Earth 3 and your Mars 4, but the only difference of this Core Gundam is the different colors. So let's talk about the shades. So we'll have now the aesthetics of the Core Gundam. Again and again, this is colored by me, yours truly, color black, because I want it to be anime accurate. So in this part, instead of the color yellow and the color something green of your Core Gundam, it is more greener than the Earth 3's Core Gundam, and it is a green instead of yellow or yellow orange of your Core Gundam of your Mars 4. So, and also the color has changed. It has some shades of violet. You decide what color or what is the name of the color. It's something a lavender, purplish, and violet colors in here. So instead of this part having more gray or black, it's now more on a lavender or a purple color. And in the skirt, instead of red and yellow, it is now in violet. Okay, and also here in the center of the V fin. So it's still the same articulation. If you want, you still have these rotations. The head can still go 360. Okay, and your feet can still go 360, and you can still have that kind of split. Okay, now let's go to its equipments. Okay, so the equipment here has also changed in colors so that it will match to your Core Gundam in G3 color. Now let's have for its beam spray gun. As you can see, the beam spray gun now is not in color gray or color black, just like your Mars 4. Now it is in a color purple or a lavender type, which has the same sticker here. Oh, I forgot. With your Core Gundam, the sticker used is still the same in the eyes, in the forehead camera, and at the back camera of the head. Okay, so let's go back to the beam spray gun. So this beam spray gun, I just added some details, because if you don't add some panel lines details here, it will be so dull, which the color is not so vibrant. So that's why I put some panel linings so that it will be, the details will come out. Okay, so next one is your shield. Okay, the shield is still the same. I again and again, I just put some details for the panel lines here and here and also here, and the back, no, I didn't put that because it cannot be seen, so it's much better if it's only in the front part. Okay, so the same on how to put them in the hands of the Core Gundam. Again, not like that, still the same, it's to be slant. And again, still, please be careful in putting the shields in your Core Gundam because the hand is still so very fragile and so easy to snap or easy to lose because the part is so loose. Okay, so that's it. Still the same, the awkward way of holding the shield like that. And also do not forget that the Core Gundam still have these beam effects which can be used with your beam sabers at the back. Okay, so again and again, so it's still the same with the Core Gundams of the Earth 3 and the Mars 4. So this big or not big, it's long beam effects is used for the transformation of your Veetwo Gundam. Okay, so that's it for your Core Gundam. Now let's jump into your V2 unit. Let's go. Okay, so here is your V2 unit together with the V2 support weapons. Now let's have a 360 view of your V2 unit and your V2 support weapons. Okay, so that is the 360 view of your V2 unit together and equipped with the V2 support weapons. Now, again, the parts has a more similarities with your first two units, your Earth 3 and your Mars 4. And yeah, it has the same parts, but let's go for the different parts, okay? So that we'll know what are the difference for this one. So, as you can see, the V2 support weapons are already attached, okay? And I think I need to detach them so that we can see more the details, okay? This is the big part which cover this part, so I need to detach this first so that we can see. Okay, so the arms, sorry, it's not the arms. Let's go first here in the head part or in this part. So the stickers used here is still here. It's like the visor of the V2 unit, which has the same visors or stickers of your Earth 3 and your Mars 4. The difference here right now is this V-fin attachment, which is more different than your Earth 3 and Mars 4. So the shoulder part for your transformation has still the same form or the same, and the shoulders here has the same structure here, but now it is different in the structure right here in the white part. In the arms, if we will just remove this one, it's still the same with your Earth 3, but it just added with this part right here, this white part and this gray part. Okay, the skirt still the same. The back skirt, this is the back skirt to be specific. This one at the back at the bottom is your front skirt, still the same but different in color. And inside here is the arm guard, which is still the same but in different color. And now let's go to its legs. Okay, in your legs, the form here is still the same with your Earth 3, as I think, yes it is. And the additional part here, which is the white part, is the only part that is different for the legs of the Earth 3 and your Mars 4. And also the feet here, which is very obvious that this will be the feet of your V2 Gundam, which is now has this kind of part. So we can see here, I will like to fold it like that. Okay, has something claw like here and a something, it's like a bulldozer part here. Okay. So, and this one is not part of the Earth, the Veetwo unit. This is from the Veetwo support unit. So there's nothing in the tail if there's no Veetwo unit. So you need to put this one so that you can have a tail. There's like a tail here. Oh, how to put it? Okay. You just have to slide it like this. Nah. Okay. Okay. So now let's go for the Veetwo units. So what are the different parts including the Veetwo units or the Veetwo support weapons? So first we have this kind of gun here. This one. And we also have the part in the back. Oops. Like this one. Okay. And we have these more bigger parts. As you can see right here. Has this big gun which has a sticker here. As you can see, it's a green sticker. This is the only support weapons of the Core Gundam or the Gundams which has a sticker. Okay, and we also have this part here which also have, it's like a missile pod for me. Okay, like that. And okay, this one like that. Okay, so let's try to attach these things within your Veetwo unit. Okay, that part at the bottom here, you just need to slide it there. Okay, and as you can see, there are slot here which you just have to put this part here. Okay, let me put it. Okay, that's it. So if you put the V2 support weapons, it's much more cooler and it's really like a heavy type weapon. Armaments. Okay, so let me get the Core Gundam in G3 color to be side by side of this very beautiful unit. So you can see it's, yeah, it's like a long range and a, if I will compare it into other Gunpla units, it's like a heavy arms with so many armaments, or there are so many weapons that can be used during a fight or a battle. See? Okay, so let's have a 360 view of these two together. Okay. So that is the full 360 view of the Core Gundam in G3 color and the V2 unit equipped with the V2 support weapons. Now I will show you a step motion transformation combination of these two. So stay tuned and let's have the stop motion. Let's go! Okay, so that's it for the stop motion transformation of our V2 Gundam together with the V2 support units. Now let's take a look with our V2 Gundam with the V2 support units. So this is now the whole transformation and this is now the body of the V2 Gundam. So as you can see, there are the support weapons and we will talk about the support weapons and some other weapons in the next part. So I will detach first the support weapons and let's talk about first the Gundam itself or the unit itself. Okay, so that is your V2 Gundam without the support units. So if you only buy the V2 Gundam, you can only have this one and the remaining part of your V2 unit. And you have here, as you can see, there is the shield, and this is the remaining part of the V2 unit. And in this part, you have your, let's take this out first, beam spray gun. Okay, so this is the only parts that with your V2 Gundam and the V2 unit. Okay, so now let's talk about first the V2 Gundam. Now let's have first its articulation. The same as usual with other planetary core systems. Your head can still do the 360. The hand can still do the 360, and also the other hand, the waist there can still twist, but not in a 360. Oops, careful, because of the skirts. Okay, because of that skirt. Next, your legs can still do the 360, and the other side also can still do the other 360. And the bend of the knee, as usual, you have your bend on your legs, and also in this part of the knee, which is the feet of your core Gundam. And that's it, because it will bump to your back skirts. The skirts has this movement up and down. You can separate it, but for me, just stay in that way. And in the feet, in your ankles, you can still do this kind of articulation, like that, and like this also. And it has this kind of articulation for the transformation in your V2 unit. Okay, so, and it's very nice to have those articulations, because if you want to pose your Gunpla in some dynamic poses, you can do it because of the feet's articulation. As you can see, you can bend these feet like that, so you can have this pose, and a very great pose. See? And at the back skirts, it doesn't move. Okay, the attachment, the backpack with the beam sabers, can still have this kind of articulation, like that also. And no other, and okay, in your legs, I just don't know what is the purpose of this part. It can, as you can see, it's all white, but you can open this one, and I put a panel line, a black panel line inside, and the other part also. Just for those who knows what is the purpose of this part of the V2 Gundam, just put in the comments, because I searched it, but there's nothing, and I rewatch in the anime, but I don't see anything that is the purpose of this part. Okay, so if someone who can tell me, please write it in the comment section. Okay, so without the V2 unit, or the V2 unit, or the V2 support weapons, your only weapons here are your two beam sabers, your beam spray gun, and these hand Vulcans. Yes, these are the only two things, or the two weapons that you can have without your support weapons. So it's very incomplete. So that's why it's very nice if you have your V2 support weapons. Now let's take a look for the different changes of the V2 weapon, of the V2 unit with the other planetary core systems of the core Gundam. Okay, so let's try to compare it with some planetary core system of the core Gundam. So V2, go in the side first, and now let's try to have the Earth 3. Yep, that's the Earth 3, and also the Mars 4. Okay, they're so good. Okay, so as you can see, you can tell already the difference because of the color. The color first, which is your Earth 3, has the blue, the usual color of the main protagonist unit. It is the white, blue, red, and yellow colors. And then you have your Mars 4, which is red, orange, white, and black. And in your V2, you have something blue-green, and some lavenders, violets, and some dark violets, and some grayish colors. Okay, in your V2. And also you can see the difference of the Veetwo Gundam because of its very distinctive and very unique V-fin with this 3. Your Earth 3 and your Mars 4 have this kind of V-fins, which is literally a V-fin, additional V-fin, which is it is in its shape of a V, but in your V2, it has this kind of additional part of the V-fin, which is the Core Gundam's V-fin is the only V in shape, but the additional part here, as we can see, that is like a scope. It reminds me of the scope of the Dynamis, the Cherodium Gundam in Gundam 00. Okay, which is in the Dynamis, it can go down and have a lock on of your target. Okay, so that's like of the V2 Gundam. Okay, so that's the comparison for the colors, and then in the shapes of the units, the head still, the V-fins are the only difference. The shoulders, let me check for the shoulders. Again, the Mars 4 is very spiky. There's a little spike in the Earth 3, and something square and angle-like in your V2 unit. In your arms and the hands, the arm guard are the same, but the hands or the additional parts in the arms, the Mars 4 has this claw, yes, this claw, and you have these Vulcans on your V2 Gundam. Okay, on the legs, the Mars 4 has this pointed part, and the Mars 3, the Earth 3 has this kind of white part, and in your V2 is much more squarey and angle-like. Yes. So, but in this part, this part and this part and this part, they are all the same. They're all in the same mold, and the skirts same, and the back skirts are all the same. Okay, but now let's go to the feet. As you can see, the feet of the V2, the Earth 3, and the Mars 4 has a different parts or different designs. This one, as I said in the first part, it's like a bulldozer. Yes, it's like a bulldozer. The usual feet of a Gunpla that I can see, and the Mars 4 has this kind of claw-like feet. Okay, it's like a dragon's feet. Okay, it has a claw here and another claw at the back, but in your V2 it has a claw also at the back. Okay, I think this is used for clawing in the ground when the V2 is shooting its big armaments of weapons. Okay, so that's the difference. The color, the sizes, and the different designs. That's the only difference. But still, it has the same Core Gundam articulations. And the difference of the Core Gundams is only the colors. Okay, now let's go back to your V2. Okay, now let's equip the V2 support units or V2 Gundam. Now let's have first this very cute beam spray gun. According to the instruction, you need to use the Earth 3's beam spray gun in order to combine or to equip the additional parts of the V2 support units. But yes, the color is very different because in the instruction it must be in the color of the Earth 3. But for me to have it to have the color, I think I can use my Mars 4 beam spray gun to have its color attachment. As you can see, it's the same. I think. No, it's more black. The Mars 4 is more black. But the difference here is the sticker. It will not match the sticker's color because the color of the sight in the beam spray gun must be in green, not in yellow. Because in your Mars 4 it's yellow. So Mars 4, go. I still use the beam spray gun of the V2 Gundam. Okay, so again, in order to have the correct and anime accurate color, you need to use the Earth 3's beam spray gun. But my Earth 3 beam spray gun is used in my Earth 3, so let's just use the Veetwo's beam spray gun. Okay, so how to attach or how to equip. You see it on how to equip in the stop motion, but I will do it again here. So first, this part is the tail of your V2 unit. So it's very easy. You'll just have to slot here, this part here, and this hole here. You just need to slot it in like that. And then this part, you just need to slot here. There's a hole there. And just slot it like that. And then you have your another very big, like a bazooka weapon. Whew. Okay, and then to attach this, you cannot use this when your elbow is folding. You need to straighten it first and then put this part right here. Okay, and if you want to bend your elbow, you need to have a little bit of angle in order to not bump in your shoulder. Okay, so again, just be careful. So that's it. Next is at the back or the backpack. The backpack is very simple. In your V2 unit, this is the form of your backpack. Like that. And like this. So, it's like this in your V2 unit. Like this. But, in your V2 weapons, or your V2 Gundam, it must be like this one. You need to face the sticker here, the sight, and you will see here this hole here, this rectangular hole. You have here a peg like this in your V2 support weapon. Just need to slot this one and like that, and then it's done. You have now your V2 support weapons. And your V2 Gundam is now complete. Okay, so that's the complete V2 Gundam with the V2 support weapons. So this kit is very minimal in stickers, which this kit has more stickers than the other core Gundams or the other planetary core systems. But it's just used. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm sorry, the arms have detached. So I will just tell later the pros and cons of this kit. So let's go back. Okay, so it is the complete V2 Gundam. So again, so this very big cannon here, if you want to fold it, you want to fold your elbow, you need to angle your hands here like that so that it can fold, because if you will straight the hands, the hand can only have the straight one, because if you will fold it, it will collide to your elbow, your shoulder. So if you want to have a sight like that, it can be used like this. And if you have some dynamic poses, angle your hand so you can fold a little bit of your cannon and look in that way, and then change the waist in that way so that it can have that kind of pose. Okay, so with the big cannon, I just forgot what is the name of this cannon. It is in the description. You can see there if you want to know. There's the armaments names. Okay, so it has this kind of holder, which is it has an articulation, because there is a pose that this hand should attach this in here. So you need to it closer. Let's see if it can do it properly. Okay, but again, oh, there's another. Be careful, please be very careful. Woo! So I just paused the recording first because I want to have the perfect, I think it's not perfect, it's not yet perfect, but I want to have this hand to hold this handle here of this big gun or this bazooka. Whew, so very hard to put it. Okay, but the articulation will allow you to put that hand in there, but it will take long. I don't know. Put comments there if you already build this one and you put this hand in this handle in just a short period of time. But me, it takes me a minute to perfectly put it because the arms. Okay, let's just talk that in the pros and cons later. Okay, so now this is how it should be. The position of your hands to fire it with a double hand. Okay, so now let's go to the articulation at the back of your support weapons. So your support weapon has a big cannon. It's a cannon again. Let's detach it first. So Vito, stay there. Please stay there. Okay. So it has this articulation. It can go no, it can't go. Okay, so it can't go 360 because it will bump in this part, and it can't go like this still because it will bump. But the diverse articulation of this, because it has this something swiveling part here, and in this attachment also your weapon can also swivel. Okay, so here it's like a missile pod. Yes, for me it's a missile pod, which has two attachment. It can be here or here, so wherever you want. It can be in the other part, but this part it can still attach here, but your sight will be backwards. Okay, so just put it there. So it can go 360 because it's short. And then you have your, I think these are thrusters. Yes, it has vents here. If you can just see inside. Okay, sorry, it's so dark, so you can see it. It's vents. They are vents. Okay, so let's try to focus it again. Okay, so they are just vents. So these vents can also do a 360. So it depends on the position. If you want to go like this because it's flying like that, or like this because it is hovering, like that. Okay, so that is the V2 support weapons, and it has like a plane type wings here, but it can't move, it can't fold because it is fixed, because this is fixed because this is one whole set of body of the part. So it has this peg and a hole here, big hole here. You just need to attach that like that, and it's safe now in that area. Whew. So that's it. Now let's attach it again to your Veetwo Gundam, and let's go to the pros and cons of this kit. Let's go. Let's try it. Okay, now let's have first the pros. Okay, the good things. So the shoulder attachment is more secure. The hands still stiff, and it's really feel like a Bandai like feeling. It's very original. The feet, it's not snuggling. It's okay. It's firm. It's very solid. And your support weapons are also solid. But the things that is very annoying in this of this unit is the arms, because if you want to attach this hand to this handle again and again, your arm here, just a little bit of movement of your guns or your beam spray gun or the cannon, this part will always lose or always detach. So again, it's very little, so you should be careful, because you might lose this in the black hole. That's the term we use when we lose something in as builders. And also this part. Okay, let's just go to this left hand. This, it always detach. It's very non-safe. It's very not safe, especially if you want to do a double hand holding in this big gun. If you want to reach this one, it will detach. It's very easily to be detached. Okay, so nothing more cons and more on pros. So we can say that this kit is it's a buy. Okay, just like with the other core planetary core systems, it's really a buy. So you can have this in your local toy shops or collector shops. And go there. In my part, I buy this in Shopee here in the Philippines. You can, it's very easily to be detached. Let's try the shaking test. Okay, let's try to shake. Let's hold the head and let's try to shake. Nothing. The splits. Whoa. Hey. Why is that this kit can split like this? Not with other. Let me get my Earth 3. See? The Veetwo can split more than this too. Wow. Okay. So let's go back to Veetwo. Okay, so that's everything with your Veetwo Gundam and your Veetwo support weapons. So what do you think, guys? So just comment down under the comment section. For me, this Gunpla is a very buy. No, you can really play along with it. Okay, so if you want to buy this kit, there are some shops in Shopee, in Lazada, also their local toy stores or hobby stores. Just go there. I know it's it's available right now because this is now the latest Gunpla units that is made by the Bandai. So thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified with my next videos. And if you want, please, you can share it. If you want, please share it. Thank you so much, guys. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye-bye.